Boruto's outside and he said he wants to fight? Wait, but did he say he wants to fight today? Okay, alright. Kawaki, after reading this chapter, I already knew I didn't like you, but I'm pretty sure Kishimoto don't like you either. 2 chapters and 2 L's, back to back. Kawaki, stop now. You will never defeat him. You cannot match him. You better just stop. Kishimoto really trying to embrace his inner Toriyama by giving Kawaki that Vegeta treatment. Borderline stalemates and all L's, baby. But in this case, these ones are definitely very well deserved. Yo, so whenever I look at my YouTube analytics, a lot of people who actually watch my channel are actually from my YouTube recommendations. Y'all not even subscribed. So, if you're new to the channel and you like this kind of content, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button too. Thanks. Boruto, just like his daddy, may have spent some good old quality time with the borderline ex-villain Orochimaru, as he and Kashin Koji are in his hideout. Orochimaru is irrelevant at this point in the story, but I'm kinda wondering if he was actually affected by omnipotence. Boruto and Kashin Koji have their whole "Craig's in trouble, come quick" moment. And of course, Boruto out here grabs his cape and he's like, I have to go. My planet needs me. Boruto's local, and conveniently Kawaki wakes up. And the way he gets up, you would have thought that he sensed a disturbance in the force. Boruto and Kawaki standing off, and Kawaki really standing there like he's really that. Before Kawaki's consistent L's and Boruto's W's, there were 2 heavily contemplated questions. Who's stronger between Boruto and Kawaki, and why hasn't Boruto actually used his karma? It was all speculation until this chapter hit. Kawaki, your ass should have known where you stood once Boruto effortlessly dodged those rods you threw at him the first time. The look on Kawaki's face had me dying. Almost like when you hit the gym with your boy who's been gymming since he was 4 and is now like a gym god at this point. Larry Wheels, Prime Ronnie, injecting protein and absorbing Tremboloni sandwiches in the brain. You hit that 205 PR just to see this man move in 205 with his mind. You take enough shots and anything is possible. Not only did Boruto duck that once, he ducked it twice. Y'all face to face now, and Kawaki looking like he fighting for his life. Boruto out here standing there with his arms down like he light skinned. And then he gut checks you. Ah, nah. The disrespect is different. Almost like when Vegeta pork chopped Trunks at the back of the neck and then he gut checked Goten. I mean, I wouldn't say he disliked Goten, but he didn't respect him because of his daddy. Bro, you had no reason to do that. You know for a fact the only animosity you got for that man right there is towards his daddy. Stop it. Boruto out here just sunning at this point. Like, let's keep it a buck here. If Boruto was really trying to fight, man, he would have hit that Itoriu. Boruto dodging those rods officially indicts him to the Hall of Fame of Weave Nation. I'm about to get this contract to sign that man right now. Kawaki pushes the panic button and uses his karma, and we finally find out why Boruto actually hasn't used his karma. He and Momoshiki are still going through couples therapy. Clearly, they haven't settled their differences, currently at war between who's in the driver's seat and who's playing passenger princess. I mean, the last time Momoshiki came out to play, he was on the verge of hitting the Itachi. 2, the boy daddy done lost an eye. Kawaki the only guy whose op can run away from him and still feel like he took an L. I don't even think Boruto's even stronger than Kawaki. I think he's way stronger than Kawaki at this point. So over the time scale, we clearly know who was putting in that work and who wasn't. Now, Kurama actually being inside of Himawari doesn't actually surprise me at all. I did consider it being a different tailed beast, but logically, I think we all knew 9 times out of 10, it'll probably be Kurama. I mean, she got a better a relationship with Kurama already, because back in those early Naruto days, Kurama was in the doghouse. He and Naruto had to box before they actually became friends. This definitely isn't Naruto's Kurama. I'm very sure it's definitely a different version of Kurama. I also think it's probably a stronger version of the old Kurama, strong enough to the point where it's triggering Jura's curiosity, and strong enough for Damon to promptly run a fade pre-time skip. But to be honest, Jura's trying to consume her more out of curiosity as opposed to deeming her a threat. Right now, Jura's a very composed man, and he's definitely very calculated. He's kind of just assessing things by his nature, and I guess at one point in time, he'll probably come to the conclusion that, you know what, I'm gonna turn everybody into a fruit, because y'all trash and I'm better than all of y'all, and in order for y'all to become great, y'all gonna be great like me, y'all gotta become me in a weaker kind of way. Naturally, we can assume she has her own tail beast form, or will develop one at some point. A strong enough version, enough to be able to combat the Shinju. Yeah, because they definitely gonna square up at some point. I really like Jura's character. He's really thinking things through. Like, he real classy. Like, actually like a calculated villain. His composure almost reminds me of how composed Sukuna was before this week's chapter. And I mean, if you know, you know. He really like a newborn straight out the womb. He tries to capture Himawari, and Team 10 actually coordinate their attacks in order to set her free. And I mean, if he caught her and he flipped her onto the other side, an evil version of Himawari with untapped Biju potential, yeah, she would have been a problem, hands down. As of right now, we don't actually know how strong she is, but we know that power-wise, by the end of Two Blue Vortex, she gonna be running a fade with the best of them. Jura's even impressed with the teamwork that they actually have, to the point where he gives them a compliment. I mean, that's the new Ino Shikacho. So, I mean, you gotta put some respect on their name, really, because of their predecessors. I mean, I don't really rock with them like that, but I mean, they kind of cool. They alright. And he has no hostility at all. He's like, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. We just want the girl. Y'all can keep it pushing. And Jura just going through this whole existential crisis, because he really just trying to find the meaning of life, and he's just looking for answers. This guy could sit all the finals. With all the books that this man be reading, you know his GPA is nice. Shikadai traps him in this shadow paralysis, or at least tries to. I mean, this man ain't really fighting back. He's not even trying to fight back. And it turns out Jura can actually shoot the Biju Damas from his eye. I ain't gonna lie to you, Chocho a real one, because if Chocho did not pull that move, Tamari may be burying her son right now. I don't really get Kawaki at this point. Like, he really not thinking things through. Boruto will pull up in order to save everybody, to where he's willing to put his differences aside with you in order to square up against the Shinju. And Kawaki getting all emotional, talking about, oh, are they your allies and whatnot. Bro, what are you talking about? What? It's dumb, because he's trying to explain that, yo, I'm actually trying to save everybody from the worst possible future, but you hella concerned with that secret of what you did, to the extent where you put everybody's life in jeopardy. And the worst part is that Kawaki tries to flip it in the sense that, oh, you're the enemy of the leaf and you have no idea, you have no self-awareness. Bro, you are literally so tapped out. Like, it's almost like when you play chess and you think you like 3 moves ahead, but in reality, you were never in the game in the first place. The worst part about it is that Kawaki, you fought the Shinju and you caught a fade. You got one-shotted. So in my mind, I'm kind of sitting there thinking, you actually need Boruto's help to actually fight these guys. You're trying to make it sound like you can actually hold your own. You cannot hold your own in any capacity. Bro, Boruto floored you in base. Clearly, you haven't trained and you looking real sloppy. And the thing is, Kawaki notices that Boruto can't actually control his karma. And I feel like the way he does it, it's almost like he notices in a way where he's going to try to exploit that as a way to trap Boruto. But in my mind, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, Boruto in base just one-shotted you and he put your ass on the ground. You're not about to sit here and handle a bloodlusted Boruto. That's the worst part about it. The only time I seen Boruto sweat is when he fought with the Shinju and when he thought Momoshiki was coming out to play. You think you gonna spin this man's block? Ah, nah. Nah, that ain't it, son. You let that bloodlusted Boruto out, I promise you now, it's gonna be a whole prop. Things are getting hot and the plot is slowly unfolding. Kawaki getting real desperate at this point and is looking kind of sad. At least we have an update on Momoshiki, so we actually know where he's at. Clearly, him and Boruto still got a couple things to work out. I reckon that Momoshiki probably took over at some point in the time skip, and now that Boruto's base level is significantly higher than what it is, Momoshiki taking over Boruto as he is right now he'd run a fade on everybody. Like, nobody would actually be able to stop him. I mean, the Shinju, but to be honest, they seem like they got their own agenda right now. And with the speculated time in which Momoshiki took over, Boruto probably trying to keep him in the doghouse permanently. They'll be forced to work together at some point, so I mean, realistically, if Boruto dies, Momoshiki dies, and last I checked, he's not trying to go anytime soon. Let me know your thoughts below. What did you think of the chapter? Was it good? Was it bad? Where do you think the story's going? Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.